Hello guys, welcome back to Average Joe Rants. It's been a while since I made a video, and it's mainly because it's been such a busy kind of night, or kind of week. Like obviously there was Halloween, which I'm going to get into some of that regarding Halloween, which is like mainly the subject of today's video. I know I'm like a day late, but my Halloween was actually quite busy. I dressed up as Michael Myers from the Halloween horror movie series. And actually, we actually had quite a few trick or treaters. I've been basically every day been getting packages of stuff I bought with my money. Um, so yeah, it's been kind of a busy week for me. So I'm sorry about not getting a video out before now. But let's get into today's subject, which is Halloween. So I want to address a few things, right? When I was growing up, you know, there's quite a few things that people were scared of. You know, razor blades and candy, you know, candy that was like filled with something other than candy, like a poison, you know. But typically, every time it happened, it wasn't. It was because the person was a crazy ass and got caught almost immediately and arrested, right? That's how I was when I was a kid. Like, you didn't need a lot, you know. All you need really was like a pillowcase and a sheet with holes cut into it. Really, you know, like costumes for me were like luxury items. They truly were. I think I had the same Red Reaper outfit for the longest time. It still technically fits me, weirdly enough. But obviously nowadays it's like above my knees. So it doesn't really make a great costume anymore. But you know, there's one thing I've always like, because it's always been relatively safe for kids, right? However, in this fucked up world of ours, that's not the main issue now. The main issue are these trans Tifa fucktards. Do it like, I'll go over it, but I just, before I do so, just let me get this out of the way right now. I don't know how much of a fucked up person you can truly be to hurt children in the ways I'm about to describe to you. It is truly sickening. And also the fact that some people's costumes are obviously politically charged. And some of their end decorations as well. Let's go on one of the biggest offenders. Someone made a tweet saying that if there's any kids, that are dressed up as any sort of MAGA person, like Trump or whatever, they're gonna give them fucking fentanyl laced candy. Now, I want to get this out of the way right now. Fentanyl is a dangerous as fuck drug. And the reason it's dangerous is because it's basically like a super tranquilizer, right? It is not meant to be, I don't know how, because it used to be something that the military had. It was basically something that they would use to clear out bunkers with, essentially. Not like a bunker buster, but it's like they'd have like fentanyl grenades and fentanyl like pumps. It was basically just fentanyl bombs, and basically the whole point was to make everybody in the building groggy. How it got onto the streets, I have no idea. But here's the big issue with me is like, why like you get like, this is, you're threatening to essentially poison any child that's dressed like any sort of MAGA personality with fentanyl. That's so that takes a special kind of fucked up in the head to me. For me, it's like you're gonna drug kids, like really, kids who might not even be choosing their costumes. You know, maybe they didn't want to dress up like Trump. Maybe they want to dress up as a fucking skeleton. You don't fucking know. And in that case, I'd blame the parents more than I blame the kid. But it's like you're gonna poison them with fentanyl? You know, that's not even the worst one I have on my fucking list here. The worst one is somebody who's gonna give out estrogen and testosterone as treats. Basically as a way to basically giving them out to kids so they inject themselves with it. Completely different person. There really isn't a lot I can say except what the fuck is wrong with you? And their justification for it is fucking horrific in my opinion. It's like, I'm going to give estrogen to boys and I'm going to give testosterone to girls, but I'm going to have more estrogen because feminization is important. It's like, bud, you are on the straight path for an ass beating from every parent that's going to trick or treat at your fucking house. Okay, if there's any decent person, any decent fucking person would beat the fuck out of you. And they beat the fuck out of you because you're giving their kids fucking medication that they're not supposed to fucking have. Not to mention the fact that having something like that in a child's body when they're not specifically ready for it, or given a doctor, like, or have it prescribed by a doctor, could potentially fucking kill them. What the fuck is wrong with you? These are the type of people, and to be fair, it could all be a joke, it could be just rage bait and all that shit, but the fact of the matter is like, these types of people actually exist. They actually, because the picture, here's the thing, there were pictures of both cases here. Right? The fentanyl thing and the fucking estrogen thing. Dude had a basket full of estrogen and testosterone. Dude had a bunch of candy that had like a syringe next to it. This is real. This is something somebody either did for real or for rage bait. But regardless, why the fuck would you even do that? Even for rage bait reasons. It's fucked in the head. I hope to God nobody actually did that. Because honestly, if they live near me, and I might just go over and beat their fucking ass. I'd be doing everybody a fucking favor by doing that. It's horrible. And it's also the fact that, you know, why would you even think about doing a thing like that? Even the thought is horrific. But oh no, from the leftists, that wasn't good enough, apparently. No, we had a bunch of them dress up as Charlie Kirk with a hole in his fucking neck. Further lending proof that these people are glad he's dead and they love Tyler Robinson and they absolutely have not a fucking human bone in their fucking body. Like empathetic bone in their fucking body. They have no humanity. They don't care that an innocent man was shot. They care that a guy that disagreed with them was shot. All Charlie Kirk did was to say shit. That's all he did. He said shit, he debated shit, and he changed minds. And they're glad he's dead. They're glad he's dead. You know what the best part about it is? It's like the Charlie Kirk thing isn't even as bad as the other two things I just talked about. Because you want to know something that came out of Charlie Kirk's death, and that these leftists fucking absolutely abhor, that he has become stronger in death than he ever was in life. The Tapusa chapters went from 14,000 to 54,000. There's now a bunch of Republican debaters online, like Cam Higby and Michael Knowles. And of course, Cam Higby gets called Timu Charlie Kirk. Like these people can afford Timu. And it's fucking crazy to me. These people need to be put in a mental asylum. And you know what? But you know what? I actually like the fact that they're not being put in a mental asylum. You want to know why? Because all it does is drive more and more people away from the Democrat Party. That's all it does. I guarantee you, once people heard about the estrogen and the fucking fentanyl shit and the amount of Charlie Kirk assassination costumes, I guarantee you some people left the Democrats. They don't want to stand shoulder to shoulder with those fucking people. Why would they? Yeah, that's at least one good thing that came out of this. And honestly, it does feel like we're about to reach the end of the tunnel. The shutdown is continuing. It's becoming more and more clear the Democrats are more at fault. Because every time the Republicans try to do a stopgap measure, every Democrat votes against it. You know, they're more worried about the Epstein files than anything else. They're more worried about one of their candidates getting her Senate seat, which if they really gave a shit about giving her the Senate seat, they'd fucking reopen the government, because that's the only way she's getting it. Of course, they try to pass it off like if it's Trump's fault somehow. You know, SNAP benefits went away today. And I guarantee you, people are going to start blaming the Democrats for that, because they're going to be like, well, you're supposed to be for us, correct? You're supposed to get us our welfare. Why are you not reopening the government so that happens? Why are you voting against all these stopgap measures so this happens? You know, and that's the thing. And it's like there's some judges who are like, Trump needs to use some of the funds to provide SNAP benefits. Well, that's not what they're fucking for. They're for keeping essential parts of the government open. They're not for a government assistance program. Which, quite frankly, the smart thing to do would actually be to create a SNAP fund for in case this ever happens again. Everything is just so fucked nowadays. It's like, I don't get how people get. No, it's like Mamdani from New York, right? It's like, I'm gonna tax the rich. He doesn't have any idea how he's gonna go about it. That's all he says is, I'm gonna tax the rich. I'm gonna tax corporations. I'm gonna tax the rich. I'm gonna tax corporations. Just never minding the fact that the corporations he taxes are the ones that are probably providing the most jobs in the area. So if they leave because of his new taxes, New York's just fucked. New York's just fucked at that point, because it's like you got major corporations like Walmart, Target, you know, McDonald's, fucking Burger King, you know, just several major corporations, both in retail, restaurant, fucking You know, you got Best Buy, you got fucking Home Depot. It's like, you start taxing these fucking corporations, some of them are most likely going to fucking leave your city. And then, guess what? That's less jobs in your city, therefore increasing the rate of homelessness and unemployment. It doesn't fucking work. New Jersey is awful right now because they did that shit. And what happened? Corporations started moving out of New Jersey. Because of course they did. They're not going to pay extra fucking money. Why would they? That's the thing these leftists don't understand. Is literally, as much as you can hate them all you fucking want, they're the ones that's most likely employing most of the citizens in your city. You can hate them as much as you fucking want. But at the end of the day, you have to play ball with them if you want to keep the people in your city employed and happy. Oh my god. But yeah, that's pretty much all I want to talk about. There's not much with the Halloween shit other than what the fuck is wrong with these guys, you know. I just want to make more people aware that something like that was happening yesterday. So, and I want to go into a little bit about what's happening in New York City right now. Honestly, I really do hope. Here's the thing. I don't hope that states flip red because I want them to flip red. I want them to flip red because I want the Democrat Party to get the fuck hold of itself. They have been obsessed with fucking Donald Trump for 10 fucking years. He is one man. He is one fucking man. And unless there's something in the Constitution I missed, he ain't running for a third term. After 2028, he's fucking gone. What's going to be your platform then, Democrats? You have nobody to blame. You have absolutely nobody to fucking blame for your fuck-ups. Nobody to blame for the shutdown. Nobody to blame for fucking Jimmy Kimmel going off the air. Or any TV show that goes off the air. You have nobody to blame. And then everybody's just going to turn on you because, like, the dude you basically use as your scapegoat in every single fucking situation is finished being president in 2028. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. This shit's gone on for 10 years. 4 years where he wasn't even fucking president. But but Democrats still obsessed about his ass. It was pathetic. It was pathetic and sad. They had the presidency, they had both the Senate and the House for like 2 years, and nothing fucking happened. But just obsession with Donald Trump. That's all that happened. And it's been going on for 10 years. It needs to fucking stop. And you know what? I'm glad that Donald Trump actually got the presidency. Because after 2028, Democrats are going to have no one to blame for their fuck-ups anymore. They can't blame Donald Trump. They say, oh, well, he poisoned the party. But at the end of the day, he's not going to be in office after 2028. And if there's a Democratic president, like a Democrat president in 2028, it's like, you're not going to be able to blame anybody but yourself. Now I'm going to be able to blame the Republicans, because the Republicans during this first year have been more than accommodating to your bullshit during 2020 to 2024. That's why you started losing so many people during that time despite being under a Democrat president. Why you started losing so many voters, because Republicans were literally just going along with all your bullshit. They didn't fight you, they didn't do anything to you, but you still villainized them, and eventually people went, why the fuck are you doing that? They're working with you. They may not like to work with you, but they still fucking did it. So yeah, you're gonna have nothing after 2028 essentially if you keep on this fucking path. And that's the thing, guys. It's like, I am an independent voter. But at the end of the day, I lived in liberal cities. I lived in liberal states. I'm always going to want what is best for the Democratic Party, even if people disagree with it. Right? I see potential in the Democratic Party, and I see that potential being absolutely fucking destroyed by these extremists and these terrorists and these just far leftists. You know, their ideas are dangerous. The way they do those ideas are dangerous. So, I speak out against them so that maybe somewhere along the line, my words get through to some high-level Democrat that's going to go like, well, wait a minute, this guy's actually making a lot of sense. So, again, I am an independent voter, but I do agree with a lot of the stuff that Republicans have been doing lately. So I just want to make that clear, because I know a lot of my shit is like right-wing heavy, but I want to make it clear I am still an independent voter. There are things about the Independent Democratic Party I do agree with. None of the extremist shit, obviously. But, you know, I do agree with the illegal immigration. You know, I do agree. It's a problem. I fully support ICE in that endeavor. I support Donald Trump in that endeavor. I do think people like the people I talked about in this video do need to go to fucking jail. Because if they did do what they said they were going to do, that is abuse of a child. That is harming a child. And just, yeah, people like Tyler Robinson need to be held accountable for the shit they do. People like Hassan Piker needs to be held accountable for when he does something like torture his fucking dog or talk about a terrorist. And people like Newsom need to be held accountable when they let their city burn. That's the name of the game with this channel, is accountability. That's why most of my shit's white rain, is because a lot of the shit that's happening nowadays, the left is fucking up on. So, that's going to be it for right now. I know it's probably going to upset a couple people. Just know I'm never going to not give the left shit when it is applicable. I'm not gonna hold back from giving the right shit when it is applicable. It just so happens that during these few years, the left, like the last 10 years, the left has been fucking up a whole fucking lot. So, yeah, most of my channel is most likely going to be major right-wing shit. So just keep that in mind. That's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys don't get too offended by my explanation. I don't really care if you are whether or not, but I know getting offended at something is a shitty feeling. So I don't really care if you do or not. That's really up to you. I make these videos to make my opinion known, not to agree with any one other group's opinion, because I actually feel like that's the problem in this country, where people follow the same fucking party line like a goddamn bunch of sheep. I think if everybody was independent like me and actually kept what the country actually needs rather than what the party needs, I feel like the USA could be a pretty great fucking place. But anyway, hope you guys had a good time with this video. If you liked it, leave a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.